applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
What's going on, everybody? Great rising, great rising. I hope y'all having a great day today. As you can see, I just got off the R2L Show, but I'm here live to do Dave's Doghouse. So, no matter where you're tuning in, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live right now on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So make sure you like, share, repost it on X and Facebook, and then of course subscribe and hit that notification button. So whenever I go live or post a video, you get the notification as soon as it comes up. Got some really good things to talk about today. Got some not so good things to talk about today, but hey, that's Dave's Doghouse. We what I do here is I highlight all highlights and I talk about the lowlights as well. So this, you get a mixture of both worlds, and it's all about what you do in those moments. It could be a great analyst, it could be a bad analyst, it could be, no matter what it is, you got it here. So let me know where you commenting from. Again, like I said, like, share, subscribe. Got some things to talk about today. Definitely want you guys to enjoy the show this rising. Hope everybody enjoyed the eclipse. We got some breaking news about O.J. Simpson. He has passed away with cancer today. So condolences to the Simpson family. And may he rest in peace. I know he had some controversy when he was alive, but this is his day, his family's day to console his life. So rest in peace to O.J. Simpson, aka Juice. So, as we get started, we have to talk about who was previously in the doghouse that will be out of the doghouse now. So, I'm just going to go ahead and bring up who I'm talking about, because they had a dominating win last night against the Phoenix Suns. First of all, this is the doghouse, the previous doghouse right here. This is exactly what you get here. Hey, looks like I was right. I put Shohei Ohtani's interpreter in here, and he's, from what I hear, he's about to plead guilty to all charges. John Calipari now has accepted a job at Arkansas, so he may be coming out soon, but you never know. Then we got a few guys in here that have not been put out the doghouse yet. Well, I mean, I don't see anyone that deserves to be out right now. If you have make a case for it, you let me know. But like I said, this team had a dominating win last night, and they have improved since one of their players got back from injury. And that's the Los Angeles Clippers. Yes, the Los Angeles Clippers are now out of the doghouse. They were in before because they, started a losing streak. They started to lose games that was important, that they needed to win. And now they are better. So since Russell Westbrook came back from his hand injury, the Los Angeles Clippers are now 7-2. Bones Highland had his first 30-point game last night. He put up 37 points, 9 assists, 3 steals. He has 6 3-pointers made. He's the first Clipper in history to have to reach those numbers in a single game. Russ, during this stretch, also recorded his first triple-double as a Clipper, shooting 16 points, scoring 16 points, having 15 rebounds, 15 assists. He's one triple-double away from 200 in his career, which will, be the most all-time, of course. The only players to record 10-plus games with 15-plus points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists is Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook. Russell also said this. He said that he is the best player off the bench. Find me someone that can argue with that. I mean, I know Malik Monk is definitely one of those guys that are really good off the bench, but this is Russ. He's the former MVP, so he has a lot to say when it comes to that. So during the key game on Sunday, they had some clutch moments during that game by PG and the rest of the team on Sunday. So during that clutch time on Sunday, Paul George hit 2 points. He had free throws. Then he had another 2 points. Terrence Mann hit a 3. And Coffey got a 3 from Paul George's assist. Then Paul George hit a game winner and a block. In that quarter on Sunday, Paul George had 23 points in the fourth quarter alone. So that was they are dominating. Well, he dominated that fourth quarter. They're the NBA team with the highest 3-point percentage shooting this season. The Celtics are top. The Clippers are top 4. Celtics is 1 with 39. The Thunder's 38.9. Then you got the Timberwolves at 38.8. Then the Clippers 38.7. The Suns 38.3. This is the first 50-win season for the Los Angeles Clippers since 2016 and 2017. They now have 14 wins when trailing by 20-plus points since 2018-2019. That's the most by any team. Clippers seem like they're doing the right things, heading into the playoffs now. And, hey, congratulations. You are not out of the doghouse. So, congratulations to you. And let's see what you do in the playoffs, because now you have another matchup against the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. This is the third time this has happened. I believe it's 1-1 each. So, let's see who's going to win this time around. Luka's starting to be on fire. He's second in the MVP race right now. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, good job getting out the doghouse, Clippers. All right, now we talk about the new members of the doghouse. So I don't think this one's going to be very hard to figure out, because this team, his team was actually really good for a while. They were starting to make some noise in the West. They were right there in that play-in kind of sort of competition with the Warriors and the Lakers at the end. They were as much as a half game back of the Warriors. And now they're 1-5 since that moment when this guy had called out the Warriors. And I know this was talked about in the show, but Tari Eason, you called out the Warriors, told them to come out and play. Well, not only did they come out and play, you actually lost that game by 23 points. And since you have called out the Warriors, the team is 1-5, 21st in offensive rating, 29th in defensive rating, 27th in net rating. The team was on a 10-game win streak before you said what you said and did what you did. Not only did you say that, you came into the game with the Warriors come out and play shirt. The biggest issue is, sir, you were injured. You're not even playing in the game. How can you call out a team and not be on the court to play against them? To me, that just doesn't make sense. You call someone out, talking about them, knowing that this is an NBA championship team. They just won the title 2 years ago. It's not like they've been missing for a long time. They just won the title 2 years ago. They're four-time champions, and you call them out, and you can't even defend it yourself. You send your teammates out there to defend it. Now, I get it. Jalen Green has been on fire. This team has been playing well. But you made a mistake by calling out a team that is well prepared and looking for something to be able to motivate themselves to continue to win. So for that reason, you, sir, belong in the doghouse because you're talking about something that you have no control over. You're not playing, sir. So Terry Eason, or Tari Eason, if I'm, pronouncing your name wrong, charge it to my head, not my heart. Welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. And as you can see, the pictures is big because he's the only one in the doghouse for this week. So that is it for the doghouse. Now we talk about the dogs of the week. Shout out to the NCAA tournament, men and women's. I believe the tournament was great on both ends. Like I said, this was outside of football. This was one of the greatest tournaments I've ever witnessed. This tournament, especially for the women's, did more than the NBA Finals over the last 4 years, I believe. It's been great. It's been great. Now they haven't nearly touched the numbers of the Super Bowl, of course. It's crazy. It's almost not going to reach those numbers, but 18.7 million. That's a great job. So shout out to the head coach of that team, who was considered a dog already. She's a returning dog of the week, Dawn Staley. Great job to South Carolina for closing out the regular season along with winning the championship, going 38-0. First Black woman head coach to do that in college basketball. So in basketball, period, honestly. So she's been doing a great job. She just won her third championship. She went up against one of the best players in the league, and Caitlin Clark, and pretty much held her to a pretty decent game, but it wasn't a like a takeover game. She made sure that she didn't allow her to take over. They also played well against all the others on that team. The South Carolina team is really good, man, and it's because of this coach. Now, I know that Gino Auriemma is the greatest head coach in women's college basketball, period. But I think now she's going to enter in that conversation. She's won 3. And I think 2 out of the last 3 years has been in South Carolina. So shout out to Dawn Staley, man. She's one of the best head coaches in women's basketball, period, in college basketball. Some even said that, she should maybe even go look at Kentucky. Maybe she can turn around Kentucky. But, hey, I think she likes where she is as far as South Carolina. Those girls love her. She's one of the best coaches. Asia Wilson talked about how she definitely, she's very relatable and stuff like that. So shout out to Dawn Staley in South Carolina, and welcome back, Dawn Staley. You did an awesome job. Great coach. Can't wait to see what you do next season. I know you got that freshman coming back next year who's really good, Camila. She did an awesome job this year. He had another freshman this year as well who also stepped up. So shout out to those two young ladies. They did a great job. Can't wait to see what you what you can bring for them girls next year. And you had a whole different starting five last year, brought in a whole new starting five this year, and won it all. You know, so you did an awesome, awesome, awesome job this year with those young ladies. So thank you for what you've done, and welcome again to the Dogs of the Week. All right, now we move on to the very next person, and I'm sticking in college basketball. This time I'm going up north of South Carolina, and man, this team, I've said this multiple times, needs to be considered a blue blood, but this head coach has been doing an awesome job here. He said that no matter, in 2020, that hey, you better get us down because we're coming. And I'm telling you right now, UConn is here. UConn is here, and they're here to stay. So shout out to Dan Hurley, another returning Dog of the Week. Dan Hurley has done an amazing job. Two of the most dominating teams he's had in UConn have been the last two seasons where they won back-to-back championships. He's one of four coaches to win back-to-back championships. Dan Hurley is amazing. The only other coaches to do this was Billy Donovan, Coach Mike Krzyzewski, and John Wooden. We know who John Wooden is. John Wooden is the best college men's basketball coach ever. Then you got Coach K that's been in the conversation, but I wouldn't say he's there, even though I'm a Duke fan. I wouldn't say he's the best ever. And then you got Billy Donovan. We know what he did with those Florida boys when he had Joakim Noah and those guys. So we know what he's capable of when it comes to college basketball. But Dan Hurley's like, hey, I'm here too. He is their new version of Jim Calhoun. If you know who Calhoun is, then you know what I'm talking about. So this team has been amazing. With some of these guys that's going to come out, some guys that came out last year that was some good NBA talent. He came back this year and still led them all the way to another championship. And my brother, who's a UConn fan, said, hey, we're going to win it again. And, hey, that's what happened. They won it again. Now, is he going to be that confident next year? I don't know. But, hey, all I know is they have a great head coach. And Dan Hurley has done an awesome job at UConn. He deserves all the praise. His team deserves all the praise. Great job to both of these coaches. And Dan Hurley, awesome job, man. So welcome again to being the Dog of the Week. Now, this next one may be a little surprising to some of my viewers because if you watch the R2L Show, I said that this team probably wouldn't be here, but hey, I can admit when I'm wrong, and this team has vastly improved over the last month and a half, more than that, more than likely. But this team is doing great things. I'm going to the NBA now. I talked about their matchup with the Clippers over the last, this being their third time. Dallas Mavericks. Yes, Dallas Mavericks. They are 16-2 in the past 18 games. The last time that happened, they won the championship in 2011 against the Miami Heat. Luka Doncic put up 39 points. That puts him with 2,341 on the year, which sets a new franchise record, breaking Mark Aguirre's previous franchise record high of 23-30. These guys, the Mavericks they're here to stay. They are now the 5th seed in the Western Conference, and will play the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round. So that's going to be an exciting matchup to see. The Dallas Mavericks also has 3 players in the top 6 for true shooting percentage this season. Luka Doncic in March, where he was named the Western Conference Player of the Month. He put up 32.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. The last player to average those numbers in a month was Russell Westbrook, when he won MVP. Daniel Gafford, who they got in the trade from Washington before the trade deadline. Last 3 games, 22 shots, 22 makes. Shooting 78% as a Maverick. They, at one point, were 12-0 when Luka and Gafford are both in the starting lineup. Kyrie in one game put up 30 points, 11 to 16 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. Scored 14 points on 100% field goal in the fourth quarter. And as I said, 16-2 in their last 18 games. They went from being the 8th seed all the way now to the 5th seed. And only a game back of the 4th seed. So that's a matchup I can't wait to see. I know a lot of people can't wait to see that either. It's going to be really, really, really interesting to see how, the matchup between Kawhi and Luka again. They both averaged 30 in the 2 series that they played against each other. So it's going to be great to see. They're all pretty much healthy now, so there should be no excuses. Kawhi's healthy. PG's healthy. Russell Westbrook is back. You got Kyrie out there, Luka Doncic. This team's pretty healthy, other than Derek Lively, who's out for the rest of the regular season, but the regular season's over after Sunday. So you got that's one. I would say he's the key piece because he was a rookie drafted out of Duke this year, and he's been pretty important for them. So we'll see what happens when he comes back. This is going to be an exciting series. So shout out to the Dallas Mavericks. They're definitely dogs that we deserve to be here. So Dallas Mavericks, welcome to the Dogs. Shout out my guy Teddy being the first comment. My guy, appreciate you, dude. And last but not least, this right here really has I really got no stats for this. Well, maybe I do. But there's been some talks over the years about women's basketball and the viewership and how it's important that it improves and it gets better. This has been one of the most amazing years when it comes to women's basketball in college and WNBA. Because, they got this, you got the super team talking to WNBA now. And now in college basketball, you got matchups. You got Caitlin Clark. You got Hannah Hidalgo. You got Juju Watkins. You had Caitlin Clark. Reese, Camila from South Carolina. You got matchup. You got Paige Beckers, UConn. There are so many names I can continue to come up with. I talked about Abby Asu, the girl from Columbia. She's a really good girl. She's in Division I basketball. You got matchups to talk about when it comes to college basketball, and more than likely that's going to happen. That's going to carry over to the WNBA. But these 3 ladies have covered it in such a excellent fashion that I have to highlight them. And particularly on ESPN. The 3 ladies are Andrea Carter, Elle Duncan, and Shini Ogumike. These 3 young ladies have done an amazing job promoting and talking about women's basketball. This is exactly what was needed for these young ladies to get their talk, to get the viewership. Women's college basketball, the national championship, peaked at 24 million viewers. 24 million viewers. Who was talking about it the most? These 3 young ladies right here. Not only that, not only did it peak at 24 million, the final numbers is 18.7 million watched the game from beginning to end. 18.7 million. That's the most in women's college basketball history, and it's not even close. Exactly, Teddy. They are the big three. I couldn't just put one of them in here. I had to put them in as a trio. These three ladies are doing such an amazing job that I just had to talk about it. You know, Andrea and Sheeny, we know they're both players. They play basketball. L. Duncan has been in ESPN for a very long time, and the three of them is like the perfect tandem when it comes to talking about women's sports, period. So, ladies, I just want to say thank you for what you've done, your coverage of college basketball and your coverage of the WNBA, just your coverage of women's sports has been truly amazing. Uh, I I I love the sport period, and I definitely think it needs to be talked about a lot more. So you ladies are further pushing it. You know, now we got commercials with Kaylin Clark. We got commercials with Juju Watkins. You know, Juju Watkins is in the commercial with Joel Embiid. We know who Joel Embiid is, a former MVP. He just won MVP last year. And we know what Juju Watkins can do with The Rock. Cheney can do it with The Rock. Andre Carter can do it with The Rock. El Duncan, I know I seen you. You got a little jump shot too. But look, man, ladies, thank you. Thank you for your coverage of the sport. You have done a really, really amazing job. So thank you for all that you've done. And welcome, a huge welcome to being the featured dogs of the week. Thank you. All right, now I got to go to my dishonorable mention of the week. My dishonorable mention, this is pretty short. Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A., come on, man. You're a Knicks fan. I would expect you to know more about your team than the casual fan. Plus, you're a journalist. You've covered basketball for a long time. You covered sports for a very long time. So I would expect you to know that Quinn Grimes is no longer on the team. I would expect you to know that Isaiah Hartenstein has been starting and not coming off the bench. You deserve to be clowned for that. I don't. Your former partner Skip Bayless was put on your done son this morning. Now you're a part of the dishonorable mention. It almost makes it seem like you're not really doing your homework. And you are one of the inspirations to a lot of people who talk about sports because of, who you are, what you do, your entertainment. But you on your own show talk about Quentin Grimes, who's been with the Detroit Pistons for over a month. You could have easily just talked about Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and left it at that. But you had to bring up somebody. You just made your knowledge look bad, man. You made yourself look bad. I'm not gonna say you made us look bad because hey, I'm not even close to where you are right now. But to be a sports debater and as someone who talks about sports and someone who's done it for over the years, I would expect you to know who's on your team and who's not on your team, who's starting and who's not. And you didn't do that. So even though you're not put in the doghouse, you're itching. You're itching to be there. So go ahead and cry in the car. And then my honorable mention of the week. Mm. Mm. it's all of college sports. I think this was a great year. College football, college basketball, all around. It was great. Great to see. Definitely loved every single minute, every second of what I was able to watch this year. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with the guys in the NFL draft coming out of college. Then the NBA draft coming up this year as well. Then, of course, the WNBA draft is happening in just a few days. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So shout out to the NCAA for putting out a good product this year, and continue this, man. Continue this. Shout out to baseball as well. Baseball starting to show off hot. The Yankees are, leading in the AL East right now. The Red Sox are third. The Orioles are second. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's an interesting year. Can't wait to see what more is going to come up with baseball now. You won't hear much from me about the Red Sox until it's about 50 games in. It's 162 games. It's just a lot of games to kind of measure where your team is right now. 50 games in, that's when I'll make my judgment. But it's been some really good play out there this year. Tyler Glass now for the Dodgers has played well. Juan Soto has played well for the Yankees, even though I don't like the Yankees, but Juan Soto has played well. Red Sox ERA. Red Sox lead the league in ERA right now. The Yankees are third. But the closing for the Red Sox is just not good. It's not good. But this is the honorable mention. So shout out to, like I said, shout out to college basketball and college football for putting out a great product. That is it for me today. I appreciate y'all for watching. Tune in next time. I'll be back next week. And let me know. Let me know who you think should have been a part of the doghouse. Let me know who should have been dog of the week. You can message me on Instagram. Let me see if I can bring up my. So that's my well, actually, that's not what it is anymore. It's actually Dave's Doghouse. So if you search Dave Doghouse on and spell DAWG underscore Dave's Doghouse D, and then underscore. That's my new ad. I'm going to have to update this, but that's where you're going to find me. So message me, let me know who you think should have been on there, and anyone in the chat, just message me, text me, call me, let me know. And that's my show for the week, my show for today. And tune in to all the other shows in the network. And y'all have a good day. Peace. Thank you for watching all the way through and tuning all the way into the end. Thank you for enjoying Dave's Doghouse. I hope you had a great show. Make sure you like this video and hit the notification button so you get an alert whenever I go live again or have another video and another episode. And also, last but not least, hit that share button. If you enjoyed this and you think someone else will enjoy it, share it. And also, thank you again for, tuning into this episode. And I'll see you next time. My guy, you in the doghouse.